became clear that I wasn't able to have contact with you and Abby without creating a lot of stress for your mum, I satisfied myself in the belief that later, when you were older, we would meet and it would be fine, because the basis of our relationship had been set.
Have a chance, but sometimes I'm going to try and direct you. You understand?
Yeah, well, it didn't work that time, did it? Yeah, shit!
I'll fuck this. I'm going to find a new profession. What about window cleaning?
Yeah, right, yeah, I've got a job for you. Yeah. It was almost as if the business had become a family member, because if it was threatened, your mum would instantly go into this, oh, it's an insecure business, you should, I wish you'd got a job, I wish you'd had a proper job, But my job was to check that the jobs were done right. If they weren't, I had to fix them, and if I didn't fix them, then it was down to me. So basically the responsibility for everything to be right was mine. And I used to be off at 2 o'clock in the morning going off to check jobs, A lot of that was because I didn't want to stay in, but I used to have a string of keys like that to buildings all over, and I was so honest, you would not believe it. This religious stuff, even to the point of giving money back to the bank when they've accidentally overpaid me. And I got outside the bank and I thought, oh look, they give me too much, what shall I do? And although I wasn't really a regular member of the church anymore, I was still deeply honest. Like, I went back in and gave it back over to them, and said, look, and they were really grateful. Didn't help when I wanted to have an overdraft later, but it was bastards wouldn't give me an overdraft, Anyway, changed bank. But
did you ever rob them?
Not quite. It came very close. The little sub-branch manager was too quick for me at the time. It was just a little one-man band. Yeah, on just the day I got captured, actually.
Tell me about your newspaper headlines.
Armed raider may be master of disguise.
When I read in the Building Society's instruction manual to their staff that if ever threatened in any way, that they should be passively compliant and certainly not call the police.
Stop smoking, but I should imagine you smoked a few in the last couple of hours, because I would imagine by now the nerves are setting in.
It was as if we were playing our respective parts in sort of in a scripted performance. I was saying, "Give me the money," and they were saying, "Yes, anything else you'd like, sir."
Well, I robbed it with an Irish accent, that one. And the guy said in the paper, he had an accent, an Irish accent. It wasn't a real one, I don't think. The sort of accent you'd use to tell an Irish joke.
I sort of knew bits and pieces about it. Yeah, I knew that you'd done some robberies. And I didn't know how much detail. And I always used to when I went up in the loft, I always used to just have a little look round, see if there was anything stashed.
Yeah.
And I was caught on the job, but seeing as there was nobody that knew what I was doing, none of my family or friends knew anything about what was going on. Consequently, I'm one of the few people that didn't get caught by being ratted on.
for the first sort of 6 months I was in prison, I still didn't smoke. It wasn't until looking down the barrel of the reality of getting sentenced for my crimes.
Heroin came towards the end of my sentence when I was in a less restricted prison.
Came and visited me in jail, and she was really upset. And she said to me, well, you'd be better off dead than in here. It's this horrible place to be. And I said, oh yeah, you're probably right, you know. And I went back to my flat and got a razor blade and after lights out, and I had to go at finding the veins in my arm, and I'd been hacking away for a little while, and it was starting to hurt a bit, and I was thinking, why am I doing this? I'm doing this because Jan has said to me, your mum has said to me, that I'd be better off dead. I had a little Polaroid picture of you and Abs, and I thought to myself, well, I wonder what they would think about that. I wonder whether they'd think that they were better off with me dead than alive. Because I'll get out of jail sometime. Don't know when, but sometime.
Let's ask these guys if they're hungry. Hi guys, you look hungry. Yes. Are you hungry? Anybody fancy chicken tikka masala? Or a bit of pasta with a nice bit of cheese and tomato sauce?
Stressful life, and my belief in the cycle of life and the continuation of her spirit through you as her children was it doesn't really allow for grief as such. Doesn't allow for sadness.
No, it's over when the flag drops, but I hope we can make it. It looks very good so far, and it was a very difficult race, and I think now the last few minutes we will be quite safe, and it should work out.
It's been another amazing race, hasn't it, for Audi? The 2 years car's dominant again.
It was a very difficult race.
Look, my handsome bleach.
Would you honestly eat from something that he has cooked with states of his fingers? I'm feeling
I suppose I'd had messages from early childhood of how I was going to turn out like my father, how naughty he'd been, and I was going to be just like him, and somehow it seemed quite appealing to me, and I always took the side of the villain who had some noble reason for his villainy.
Come back to that, yeah?
Yeah, eventually.